The border is closed. The border is secure.
And thousands of migrants are flooding the southwest border. In Eagle Pass, Texas, the Department of Public Safety says more than 1,400 crossed yesterday alone that we know of.
Now border officials are telling us that they're releasing 5,000 migrants into the U.S. every single day. Once they're processed here in Texas, then Texas buses thousands of them to several cities like Philadelphia, New York City, Washington, D.C., and Chicago. One neighbor says border officials and state troopers are stretched too thin. He says nearly 100 migrants cross through his neighborhood daily. He says one tried to break into his home. Two other neighbors told me they had break-ins, and one found a migrant even hiding in her garage. This neighborhood is a popular spot for migrants passing through, and homeowners like Javier Flores say everyone in their neighborhood does not feel safe.
We don't know if they're, here to just get a better life, or they're here because they're trying to escape, their countries for whatever crimes they committed. We don't know. And so it's pretty scary to be backing out of your garage and you're literally crossing behind your car. And so that's a scary part.
This is one of the border's most remote stretches, now one of the busiest. In the last year alone, there's been a 140% spike in migrant apprehensions in this area.
I've been working in this sector of the border for almost 20 years, and we've never seen anything like this. They're cutting through the wall.
Our cameras captured one of those breaches. Hey guys. Smugglers hid their faces. This is the breach in the wall that the smugglers have cut through, and this is what the Border Patrol is up against. This is not an anomaly by any means. Here's another one, Rod, that was just cut and repaired today.
Federal authorities temporarily shutting down 2 international crossings with Mexico in the last week and redirecting port of entry personnel to process migrants. In the Del Rio Border Patrol sector, migrant apprehensions have exceeded 2,500 per day some days this week, according to a law enforcement source.
We need somebody from D.C. to come over here and see this problem.
Maverick County Sheriff Tom Schmerber, a Democrat, says the influx puts a strain on his limited force.
I don't have the manpower and I don't have the equipment.
His deputies respond to drownings on the Rio Grande. Scenes like these have happened too often in the last month, making Maverick County the deadliest area for migrants in this 10-county border region. The sheriff of Cochise County, a Republican, also calling on President Joe Biden to visit his border state.
This is frustrating, it's insulting, and for us trying to do everything we can to protect our citizens.
Daily migrant apprehensions in Border Patrol's Tucson sector have nearly doubled in just months, a Homeland Security official says. Smugglers are dropping off large groups of migrants in remote areas, creating a transportation nightmare, according to CBP.
Border authorities say on Tuesday alone, they encountered more than 10,000 migrants along the U.S. southern border.
I want to give you a look at what's going on here. We've talked to different migrants from different countries, and some of these people have been waiting days to get to the next step, which would be transportation to the collection center. Now, photojournalist Mark Johnson giving you a look at what the border wall looks like right here in Lukeville. You can see the sections of lines that go down about the length of a football field. I mean, this is easily around 1,000 people, and there were more earlier today as we arrived in the afternoon. I spoke to Customs and Border Protection when we came here. Basically, once these migrants are transported and taken into custody, the next step is processing at either the Ajo or Yuma stations before going to Tucson, and by plane or bus they would be sent to another sector to be detained to seek asylum. Now, here's some statistics. Encounters here at the Tucson sector have gone up 140% in the fiscal year of 2024 compared to last year. And we've seen many single adults here, many young men here waiting in line for days, they say.
And the wave still continues. It's not going to stop, nor should we want it to stop. As a matter of fact, it's one of the things I think we can be most proud of. An unrelenting stream of immigration. Non-stop. Non-stop. Folks like me who are Caucasian of European descent, for the first time in 2017, will be in an absolute minority in the United States of America. Absolute minority. Fewer than 50% of the people in America from then and on will be white European stock. That's not a bad thing. That's a source of our strength.
The border is closed. The border is secure.